Hello lovelies, I'm Angela and this is Parisian Farmgirl. Bienvenue and welcome to my channel. I would like to invite you to come along with me on my very first flea marketing excursion of the season. I'm headed south, I'm gonna tear it up and come back with a few treasures, I hope.
I have two girls with me today, and I am headed to the first flea market of this season. Don't really know what I'm looking for. What I'd really like to find is some substantial pieces for the kitchen, because I really want to move in the direction of a completely unfitted kitchen. But I don't have a trailer, I just have the seats out of the back of the Suburban, so we will see what we can do. But it's a beautiful morning, there's fog, I've got a latte, and we are good to go.
Now I promise we are going to the flea market, so stay with me because at the end of this video I'm going to share some of the treasures that I find styled in my house. Goodness knows my joie de vivre is fueled by things like beauty, red wine, and of course, coffee. Hello lovelies, a real quick thank you to Trade for sponsoring today's video. I think they're actually the perfect sponsor for today, because I'm hitting the road and I never do so without a vat of coffee by my side. Now, one of the reasons I love Trade and one of the reasons you're going to love it is that they curate coffee just for you. So you'll visit drinktrade.com and don't forget to use my coupon code FARMGIRL50 and they will put coffee together for you based on a couple of different things. So they'll want to know, are you a coffee aficionado or are you a coffee noob? What kind of machine do you use? Are you using an espresso machine, a French press, or a standard coffee pot? Do you want to try something really straightforward or do you want to experiment with something a little bit more artistic that has notes of chocolate and hazelnut and spices? One of the coffees I'm really enjoying right now is from the Nostalgia series from Sparrow's Coffee, and it's called Dirty Birdie. You can choose your delivery frequency and it will appear on your doorstep, delivered at peak freshness so you never have to run out again. Trade is giving the first 100 people who click my link 50% off their first bag. So visit drinktrade.com, use the coupon code FARMGIRL50. Now let's cue the theme song and head to the first flea market of the season. Enchanté. The crowds this year were incredible. I guess everybody wanted to just get out and have some fun. The very first thing that I decided to purchase were these adorable and very interesting little lamps. Okay, look at these. They're like little, like a little pair of Chinese lamps, and there's a finial. Look at the finial. I know. One is. Oh no, it's not a finial. It's the tower is missing off of one. Bummer. Oh, they're adorable. I'm really exploring this sort of British style in one of the rooms in my home, and I think these little Japanese lamps are going to be perfect. That is just incredible. Look at that. Back home, we want to have a yard full of summer games. So we want badminton and we definitely want a vintage croquet set. So I was thrilled to stumble upon this. I also found this beautiful oil painting on linen. And it's these sailors coming into shore, breaking through the waves in their seal skins. Oh my goodness, it's exquisite. I can't wait to hang it in my home. I foolishly walked away from this beautiful plaid wool blanket. I decided to think about it, and of course, when I came back, it was gone. I had my eye on these gorgeous gold sconces for the living room. I thought I'd put my beeswax candles in them. And you know what I did? I completely forgot about them. But this booth full of chandeliers is one of my favorites, and I try to hit it every time I come to Elkhorn. This was the find of my trip. This little piece stopped me dead in my tracks. This is a vintage French wood burning fireplace. And the story behind it is really fun. This gentleman and his wife were the vendors at this booth, and they shared with me how they bought this little wood burner down in Florida from a younger couple who had moved from France and then decided to move their parents over. The parents realized they really didn't care for life in the United States, and even though they had brought many items over with them, they decided to move back to France. There are so many treasures to look at Elkhorn. It's really important to have some general idea of your style and what you want to come home with, and really what you can carry around throughout the day, because you have to be able to get it out of there on the day that you purchase it. Walking away from this fabulous old seed display was hard. Really, walking away from anything that catches my eye is a struggle, because I can envision it in my space, and I love having my fingertips so close to all of these historical items. Like these seed trays, oh my goodness. And scales, I love scales in the kitchen, but you have to have the space, but it's so great to be able to appreciate the beauty and the colors and the patina, like the texture on these incredible shutters that of course I could picture on the side of my house, but I had forgotten to measure my windows before I left. But speaking of windows, I wonder if that would fit between the studs. That would be incredible. They would let in extra light on the left wall because of the schoolroom is so bright. And just about last but not least, an old family friend has a booth at Elkhorn, and she had an almost complete set of the works of Victor Hugo in French. And this beautiful, beautiful book about caring for farm animals, which I'm sure I will find myself referring to in the near future. I don't know if I can contain myself. Here. I'm gonna have to ask her. I just have to know. Cool. That is just even as a prop in my greenhouse. Right? Yeah, but it's something that's special. It's very special.
I don't know. It's up to you. I mean, it'd be welcome to come right back home. I don't.
Do you know about how old it is?
I think it actually reminds me of okay. Because they were going to be moving.
I wanted to measure some vents for the girls' room. You know, we live in an envelope house. We don't have ductwork, but we do have air that circulates. And while we're trying to make the house look old, it's really important for me to cover some of these openings. And so one of the things that I do when I visit a flea market is I do carry a tape measure, and I do carry my little flea market cart, and I do carry a set of gloves. So if you're headed out this summer, those are 3 things that I would recommend. A little cart like the one you see me pulling here, a set of gloves for rusty items and chippy paint, and a tape measure. Old records always get me because I have my old record player in the living room. It's always so hard for me to decide. So many decisions, so little space in the truck. Sometimes packing can be a little tricky. You gotta use your muscles. You gotta make it happen. It all works out in the end. There's a few more Elkhorn flea markets this year. I can't wait. I hope that you will join me for the rest of them. Well, I didn't find any fabulous pieces for my unfitted kitchen, which is a good thing because I didn't have a trailer and it just would have broke my heart. But the croquet set, which I desperately wanted for our lawn, and the oil painting, the books, and that beautiful French fireplace that I am going to have to figure out how to have restored. I think those items are a perfect kickoff to the season. I'm so happy you were here. What I think you should do is stick around, watch a few more videos on this channel, be sure you've subscribed, and that you are a member of the Old World Design Society, and I will see you again very soon. A bientôt. Don't forget, Trade is giving anyone who clicks my link below 50% off their first bag when they use the code FARMGIRL50.